TitleMatchNetwork.com.
You surprised at how huge your brother Fatu took off in WWE when he dyed his hair and did the dancing and everything?
Yeah, I really was. I think then when they did it, they thought that they thought they would pull a joke and did it. Actually, did it as a joke, and it turned out to become success. And my brother did a great job of making the character come alive.
He had a long run there, just in the different characters, just as Fatu, and then he did the gimmick with Iron Sheik when Iron Sheik was managing. The Sultan, and then of course with the blonde hair and the dancing.
Yeah. I think he had 3 different type of well, the head shrinker. I say 4.
The head shrinker, you're right. Yeah,
he had the 4 of them because he had one as a hip hop kid or something. Remember
when he was just Fatu with the
hat? Just the hat and the color outfit. Then he had the Sultan, and he had the head shrinker, and then he had Rikishi. He had 4 different characters.
Yeah.
And I thought he made a great job of making every character come alive.
Yeah.
And that's what you call a pro.
Did you know that he had that he had it in him and it was just waiting to come out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just, I mean, again, it's like as we speak right now, it's the same thing that happened in Umaga.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And just waiting to come out. You have all the best talent. You can work, you can chop, you can clothesline, you can do all this stuff. In the ring, you just have to have that character to go with it. And they see the bad thing about it, they didn't know that my brother can dance when he did the Rikishi gimmick. They just thought we'll put him in the thong and throw him out there. But you know what? He did a great job of making it work. And that's what you call a pro. And he did it in 4 different characters.
Did you think it was did you get a kick out of it when you would rub his ass in everybody's face? Yeah.
It made him more popular than ever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no other ass like that in WWF. I don't care. Even the girls walking around out there don't have that.
Yeah.
But see, it's in our blood again. It was born in us. So we know exactly where we were coming from, you know?
Yeah. How would you explain the influence in the wrestling business of the Samoans over the last several decades?
Meaning?
Just how influential the Samoans, your family, all of them have been over the last several decades in the business, going back to Peter Maivia.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, you know, we have a powerful family. And I mean it not powerful as a mafia type, but powerful as respect.
Yes.
Powerful as care and loving. Powerful with reaching out to help another. So over the decade, we just hope that we leave a good floor plan and a good impact for our little ones that are growing up. You know, our young kids that are growing up. And that starts like from Peter Maivia all the way to Aponsiga to us, you know, for them to carry the tradition in the wrestling family business, because you don't see a whole lot of family wrestlers. I can name a few. Yeah. But if you have any in mind, you can throw it out too. I got the Erichs. It's sad what happened to them out of Texas. I had the Heart Foundation, like I mentioned to you. And that also, we're fitted right in there with them. Yeah. As a Samoan dynasty, Samoan tree, you know, the Samoan Outlaws. There's a lot of ways to name us, but we have, like, again, the 4th generation too is coming. Yeah. So that's another thing for you guys to look out for. But, you know, again, it's just like Bob Orton's son. Yeah, it's up in WWE.
I was thinking the Ortons.
Yeah, the Ortons. Yeah. You know, there's other wrestlers out there, or other family wrestlers out there. Let's say the Puerto Rico, the Carlos, the Colones. Yeah. You know, he's got his son, Carlito and Eddie. So you see, but there's a lot of us. There's like, I think there's like 10 of us. Yeah. You know, in the 3rd generation. We didn't even start the 4th generation. So. Yeah. You know, it's growing. So we just want to keep it good because of our kids. That wrestling's always there for them. If for whatever reason something happens in their life that they want to be able to become wrestlers, well, they have the best teachers here. And we also just got to set a good forefront for them. So,
have you ever watched, and if so, what are your thoughts on Samoa Joe?
Samoa Joe's great. Yeah. I love Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
I love his style. I think he's for a big man. You know, it's like Yokozuna. I don't know if you guys seen him wrestle.
I'm sure.
Before, but Yokozuna for a size he was in WWF, he could move. He was great. Yeah. You know, so I think Samoa Joe's doing a great job up there in TNA. And, you know, hopefully one day that we'll join together with him, you know, up there in TNA, because he's just, you know, he's just laying it down for the Samoan brothers out there, you know. Yeah. Go Joe.
Now, you actually wound up for one match, one night only in ECW. And we were talking a little bit about that before.
Yeah, that was out there in It was out in Florida. I forget the name of the beach. Kissimmee. Yeah. It was a beach out there by the beach, right? Yeah. And the old ECW. This is before it exploded. I think actually it did explode, but it didn't explode wide, nation like it was before. But yeah, I went out there and my first match I wrestled Test. I mean, no, not Test. Taz.
You also worked with Sabu too.
And Sabu. So it was, the first night was with Taz, and then the second night was with Sabu. Yeah, it was interesting. Paul called. I talked to Paul, and I called him up, and I wanted to come in there and show them what I could do. He knew what I could do because he just come out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
See, when Paul made the move and went out there, so yeah, he knew what I could do. So I just wanted to be part of the company and to give back, to our friends that are trying to do it on their own now, because you have a lot of these promoters here that are making, they got big dollars and they can do pretty much whatever they want. But Paul tried to make something happen, and it pretty much turned out to be a multi-million-dollar company, ECW. So it was an honor for me to be part of that too as well.
Did you talk to him about maybe coming in more regularly?
No. I just that one time, and they were trying to fit storylines for the year, and he had his own crew, his own people that's been there, that's loyal to him, die hard to do anything he wants them, whatever he tells them. Yeah. So I understand they want to step over anybody's feet, but I have to earn my position too and my respect, which I already did that.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you do a lot of independence, I think, in Oregon, right? You do a lot?
Yeah, we do Portland, Oregon. The name of the company is up there. I think the new one is called IWA or something like that.
IW something, I know.
Yeah, the guy's name up there is Kevin, Kevin, I forget his last name, but he's been there for like 3.5 years in Portland, Oregon, where Piper. Now, a lot of big names came out of that place. Yeah. Yeah. Rowdy Piper came out of Portland, Oregon.
Dynamite Kid was there.
Dynamite Kid came out of, that's the time when there was an organization. Yeah. Dr. Dusty William.
Yeah, Billy Jack Haynes.
Kirk Henning. See, so there's some big names that came out of that place. But this guy's been there for like 3.5 years, and they called me up to come up and help them, not just the wrestle, but to help them with the bookings and help them put the matches and finish again. Just use my experience that I've been in so many years with it. So I go up there every month. Yeah. I wrestle a guy named Tommy Dancing, they call him, whatever. But these kids are all young and they're all trying to make it up. Just become wrestling's in their blood. I mean, you got to love wrestling to do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't do it for the money. If you're going to do wrestling, you do it to love it, because the money will come later. Yeah. But yeah, I go to Portland, Oregon a lot, and sometimes Seattle, and so it's been great. I mean, to me is you meet a lot of new friends on the road when you go and you see them wrestle in front of 20 people, 30 people. But you know what? That feels like I was when I first started. Yeah. But this is back there in when I went to Pensacola, Florida, back a long time ago. But now when they gave it to me, I was wrestling in front of 20,000 and 30,000, and there's just a lot of people, Yeah. But I meet a lot of good young rookies on the road, and that's what I like about it.
What do you think is lacking on the independents today? If there's one missing ingredient on the independents today from what you've seen?
I guess money.
That's definitely missing on the independents.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of independents out there now that I think the most of the problem is now that we're trying to put shows together and missing out is a lot of these backyard wrestlers are making it pretty tough on a lot of people too out there. You know what I mean? Because they see wrestling is violent and wrestling is, but wrestling's entertainment as a sport. It's supposed to be a family night out with your kids, and there's certain things you can't do. You can't go over the limit when it's a family show. Yeah. You can't cut yourself a million times like Sabu. Yeah. You can't, jump on tables like New Jack City, New Jack. I mean, there's a lot. You go to family shows, you just got to keep it as a family show. You don't really need the chairs and tables. If you're that good, you can put a cage up, and if you see somebody jump off the top, that'd be great, The highest one I ever seen jump off the top was Superfly through Snuka. Yeah. And that's the Square Garden. I was there.
Oh, were you there?
Oh, man, I was there. Never seen nothing like it, man.
Wow.
I'm, when Snuka be my partner, I'm one of his biggest fans. I love Superfly Jimmy Snuka. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I never even knew when I was in the back dressing room watching them getting ready for that. I never knew he was going to jump off the top of that cage. Wow. Because when he wrestles sometime, you can tell he's got the knee pads and he's got the leather, the rubber stuff on his hand. But when that night specifically, he had elbow pads on.
He did.
Strapped up.
Yeah.
And then underneath the pads, his knees were strapped up. So, you could sort of tell that he was going to the top.
Yeah.
He was going to raise the roof in New York City.
That's an interesting observation that you noticed the additional pads.
Yeah, because, I always see him wrestle. He just have his little leopard thing on his wrist. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much everything else is just his muscle just popping out of there.
Yeah.
And he had his left. But that night, he had underneath the pads were strapped on the knee pads. Mm-hmm. And then that night, he had his elbow. Never seen him with elbow pads. He had elbow pads on both hands. Yeah. So to me, that was so strange. So in my mind, I'm thinking, the sucker's going to the top. Yeah. He's going to the cage. This is where he's going to make, him. This is something that people will talk about for decades. Like Muhammad Ali fought in the Madison Square Garden, Joe Frazier, all these big names. That's one of them, the Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Of course, it comes down to me, too.
Youngest main eventer.
Yeah. The youngest that sold it out.
Do you ever want to write a book?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to write a book, but I'm waiting for the right people to do it with me because that takes time, too.
Sure.
That's a lot of hours in it. There's a lot involved in writing a book about your whole history and your life. But, yeah, I definitely like to write a book. So, if you guys are interested in writing a book about Tonga Kid, you know where to get a hold of me at.
That's awesome. In closing, we always ask our guests if they want to say something to their fans out there because a lot of your fans are watching this that may not have seen you for a while. Right. So if you want to talk to your fans briefly.
Well, I just want to say hello to all of my wrestling fans. Again, thank you so much for watching me and supporting me for a long time in New York City or all over the world or anywhere in the world or overseas. I just want to tell you guys to keep it real and stay real with yourself and just continue to tune in. Nowadays they got internet, they got emails, they got websites, and they also got MySpace. You can catch me on there.
What's your MySpace?
It's called WWF Tonga Kid.
Okay.
That's what it's called. Awesome. God bless each and every one of you, all of my wrestling fans. I'll see you later next time.